What's going on, y'all? So I was just thinking. Well, first, I looked at the Jalen Brooks film as much as I could, and I also want to talk about the Mike McCarthy philosophy. See, I've always touched on it in the past, man, but I really just want y'all to know, like, the way that we about to move on offense and defense is going to be similar to that Green Bay championship run. You see, now look, so when we first brought in the 3-4, right, it just didn't work, right? We didn't really have the personnel for that to be able to go. So what he did was bring in a defensive mastermind that even though he don't run the 34 defense like he won't, that personality kind of aligns in with the way that he want his defenses to attack the complement on how he really want his offense to be, right? We're just doing it in the 4-3 nature. And that's why I made my previous video, like, you might start seeing some 34 looks, because now after the 3 years of drafting versatile defenders, you now have that capability to be able to go ahead, man, and give them multiple looks, man, when it comes down to fronts. But the reason why, okay, so now, especially having a coach like Mike McCarthy for as long as we didn't have him now, 3-4 years now, right? So I've noticed and continue to notice the similarities in players that he had in the past towards who he has now. And especially now, for those of y'all who are familiar with Mike McCarthy and the Green Bay run, I believe that this team will similarly pattern the way that they run things of that championship run. So we know that Mike McCarthy, right? Mike McCarthy said that he want to run the ball, but then he tells you, we want to differentiate how we want to run the ball. Look, if you think that we ain't gonna throw the ball, sadly mistaken, right? But we're gonna throw the ball in a way where Dak Prescott can still be efficient. Now, we know Dak Prescott ate Aaron Rodgers, so the things that he allowed Aaron Rodgers to go ahead and do, Dak Prescott not going to be able to do that because of the capability, though. But some of the same things in the same context and being able to go ahead and put the ball in his hands so he can make good decisions, he will do just that. That's why he's had a plethora of wide receivers. Now, you see Aaron Rodgers, right? Now, you see how Aaron Rodgers was when he didn't have no wide receivers to throw to, right? He still showed his glimpses of greatness, though, but it definitely was night and day rather than having Jordy Nelson, Jennings, and et cetera, right? So the key this offseason was to go ahead and to surround Dak Prescott with as many weapons as possible, to be able to go ahead, man, and make this offense as versatile as possible. Now, we know that Mike McCarthy doesn't believe in paying top dollar for a running back, right? So the running backs that you have now, you can probably guess that they're going to be here, right? You know that TP is going to be here. You're going to know that Vaughn is going to. Mike McCarthy wants to be able to go ahead and speed. Now, one thing that I do like about Mike is that he has evolved in some of his thinking, right? He's involved with how the game is starting to be played out, right? So, yeah, he draft players similarly, but he knows that with the evolution of the game, you still got to go ahead, man, and be able to compete with other teams and be able to match, but still doing it your way. And now we know that Mike McCarthy's way is having 6 wide receivers. And now looking at the wide receiver, can't think of his name, man, Jalen, though, from South Carolina, man. Now we know that when I look at wide receivers, I look at especially the ones that we have now and the ones that he brought in. Okay, so do they remind me of somebody? Do they remind me that? Now, watching him, man, one thing, he makes some spectacular catches. He ain't a burner, but he'll be able to go ahead, man, and work that short to intermediate game. So with that being the case, he kind of gave me some resemblance of James Jones, right? See, I could go ahead, man, and name you all the similarities, man, that the wide receivers that we have now. Just okay, so let me give you an example. Greg Jennings, CeeDee Lamb, right? What he's going to do for this offense, think of Greg Jennings. Jordy Nelson, think of Brandon Cooks. As far as, you know, in that nation. Now, of course, now they have some, you know, there's some differences, though, but think of it in that nature. Kind of like a Donald Driver-ish kind of thing. Think of it as Michael Gallup. Now, where is James Jones in the mix of this? That's what he's looking for. I'm not looking for somebody to be my number one option or my number two option. I'm looking for somebody to go ahead, man, and be that good fourth option. Because we know that in Green Bay, especially in that championship run, all four of them wide receivers, man, you know, not four. Well, he had 4 to 5 wide receivers that played big roles into accomplishing that championship. Big roles. So he's looking, so when we come down, when we look at this wide receiver core, the concern is not at the top, but it's at the bottom. It's at the 4 and 5 and 6, right? Now, y'all already know, man, I already said how I really felt about Tolbert. I'm not really too much of a fan of Tolbert, I'll be honest with you, right? Now, like I said, when watching him, it kind of gave me some Terrence Williams resemblance, though. And like I said, if we can get Terrence Williams out of that, that'd be golden, though. But he going to have to show me this year, y'all. He going to have to make me a believer this year, though, right? I'm more in watching the tape, especially seeing what the rookie wide receiver that we got out from South Carolina, the stuff that he went through, him being off and on, him, I believe him missing a year, him going through things, right? That just tells me he still got some more development to go. That tells me that Mike and him didn't want to risk. So they drafted him at that 7th round to not risk not being able to have him in, to giving him a shot to see if they can get a shot at developing him. That's how I seen it in that 7th round. And I do see some resemblance in James because he got good hands and he got good contact balance. Yeah, he think he ran like a 4.7. But we don't need a burner from him. We don't need for him to be the burner. We need for him to be reliable. And the pressure not going to be on him from him to go ahead and just make plays after play after plays. Man, getting 20 to 25 catches probably out of him is good enough. Right? Because there's going to be some catches, man, where, hey, man, we need somebody at the bottom of the wide receiving core to make a play. And I think they relying on one of these young guns to go ahead, man, and be just that. You got 3 vets. Now what's going on with the bottom 2 to 3? Because we know that Mike McCarthy is going to be deep, right? Jalen Tolbert is most likely, unless he just have a similar all season and didn't show no growth, he's most likely going to make the team, right? But you really still got 2 more, because we want to throw the ball early and run the ball late. If looking at the film session, if I can go ahead and mess around and go ahead and recuperate some of the old Mike McCarthy film, I'm gonna do just that, so I can show y'all, man, like, this is how we about to run things. This is how we about to ball, because you about to see a different Cowboys, especially on offense. Mike McCarthy is about to run teams is going to go ahead and look at the old Mike McCarthy run in Green Bay and compare it and to see how he's going to attack us. They're not going to look at the Kellen Moore way, because that Kellen Moore way, it's going to be totally different. Y'all going to see a big difference. Y'all going to see the same faces, but big differences in the offense. I can pretty much guarantee you that, you know. So if you want any way on how we're gonna run it, just go look back at that, right? He got the 2 tight ends, right? See, Mike McCarthy wanted 2 tight. See, Mike McCarthy at least had 2 tight ends. With the Finley and Corliss situation, he at least had 2 tight ends that he trusted and that he know can be solid as far as making contributions to the team. So that's where your that's where your Michigan tight end, your Schoonmaker pick comes into play, right? See, in watching the film of Schoonmaker, I had him as a good number 2 tight end. See, this doesn't take away from Ferguson. This should just adds to the equation. So now you got 2 tight ends who can block. Do you know how good that will be for this offense? To have 2 tight ends that can block. And have 1 tight end strictly you blocking first. See, Ferguson's going to be a pass catcher first. Blocker second, even though he can do it. But Schoonmaker is a blocker first, pass catcher second coming into this equation. So with that being the case, this offense going to be different, y'all. Now, he probably kind of, didn't really need to find him a Eddie Lacy type of running back. Now, if they just really struggling, right? If the Matt Lutke or whatever his name is, if he struggles to go ahead and be that short yardage back, then yeah, they'll be open to go ahead and finding that back, because Mike McCarthy does need somebody that can punch that thing in, right? See, we gonna be able to go ahead, man, and move from 20 to 20, right? But he gonna need somebody, man, on that 4th and goal, man, at the 1 yard line to punch that thing in. He gonna need somebody 3rd and 1, because we're gonna be in some 3rd and shorts and some 4th and short situation. And just because we want to throw the ball, don't think that Mike McCarthy still don't want to pound that ball in them situations. See, Mike McCarthy is kind of like a sneaky, a physical type of thing, right? See, Mike McCarthy's his championship team wasn't soft. It's just that, the way that they wanted to play, but they know that John Kuhn and Grant, they're going to go ahead and convert. James Starks, they're going to go ahead and convert, because a lot of that run, guess who was a part of that? James Starks. You're like, who is James Starks? See, Mike, that's what I say. The value of the running back that Mike McCarthy has, it's not high as far as, we need to go get a Bijan Robinson or a Gibbs, right? He said that I can go ahead and find me a good running back that'll go ahead and fit in his offense, whether it be an undrafted free agent or somebody in the later rounds. And that's exactly what he did, to go get a Ronald Jones. So don't think in his offense that the running backs that we got now can't thrive. But the real question is, who gonna give us some short yardage runs, though? That's gonna be the question. And if we can't thrive with one of these running backs that we have now in the short yardage, he will go get him another one. He will, because that's on his mind. That is definitely on his mind, man. And with the defense part of the thing, right, we know that, hey, when we playing from ahead, it's time for you to tee off. That's why you still went to go be deep at the end. That's why you still got Micah, Sam Williams, Lawrence, Fowler. That's why you still got 4 DNs, not even talking about Dorrance, right? That's why you still got 4 DNs who can go get it. For at least 4 rushers that, because Micah, but 4 rushers that can go get it. And then that's why you got that, a linebacker play that can go ahead, man, and on blitzes come and go get it, because he still Mike McCarthy values rushing the passer. He still wants to stop the run, right? But you don't have to be top 10 in that. He just need to be able to stop the run when necessary. He don't need to be. We don't want running backs going for 200. We don't want quarterbacks going for $150 on us. That just doesn't rub Mike McCarthy in the right way. So that's why you went to go get a Mozzie Smith, whether you want to go ahead and put him in the Kenny Clark category, the B.J. Raji category, or what's his name, man? Was it Daniels? Y'all know what I'm talking about, man. The good run stuffer from Green Bay for a while, man. That's why you got somebody like Mike Daniels, right? You see, one thing about Mike is that, yeah, he had the pass rusher. You might get the Peppers, the Clay Matthews, right? But don't get it twisted, though. He still need B.J. Raji, Mike Daniels, Kenny Clark. He just want his pass rusher to be able to go ahead and stop that run as well. And that's what we didn't do, which made this defense look a lot worse, right? He still value good linebacker play that can go ahead, man, and be mobile and move around and have the ability to cover. That's why you go get a former safety like Overshown, right? That's why you got Damone Clark. And if Micah got to go back there, that's why you got Micah. Right? He like two-dimensional players, not one-dimensional players. And y'all know that he loved multiple DBs. So Dan Quinn, even though he's his own man and he still loves his players the way that he wants his players, Dan Quinn aligns with Mike McCarthy. That's why that pairing is still here right now. That's why Jerry Jones is giving that pairing as much leeway and as much chance as possible to try to bring this, because he believes in that pairing. And I believe you guys should believe in that pairing too. Now, we know Kellen Moore, man. We're going to be candid. We know that Kellen Moore had a lot to do with hindering us. Right? He wasn't the all. Now, we said we run defense was part of it. You know what I mean? Dak Prescott was a part of it. Right? But we know that Kellen Moore, right? See, we eliminated, we addressing everything that we need to address. Kellen Moore being gone, putting Dak Prescott more, kind of scaling him back some, and being able to stop this run. That's why you're going to get Viliami. That's why you're going to get Amazi Smith and Overshaw, right? See, everybody was talking about offense. But in order to go ahead and play the way that we wanted to play, we still had holes on defense that we addressed. I'm excited about this offseason. And it's going to be different, y'all. So the Cowboys that you're used to seeing the last handful of years is going to be very different. But anywho, thank you guys for viewing. Welcome to my new subs that just pulled up. Y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and share this content, man. And until next time, y'all, we up out of here.